Okay, look around your house for a second. In your kitchen, there's probably a salt shaker on the table. In your fridge, there might be a box of baking soda. Your clothes? Well, they're washed using detergents. And the very walls holding up your ceiling are likely repaired using plaster. So, what invisible chemical thread connects all of these completely ordinary, everyday items? The answer is actually pretty simple, yet totally fascinating. They are all salts, or products made directly from salts. Welcome to today's Explainer. Today, we are going to dive deep into the incredible world of salts. We'll unpack exactly what these substances are, how they're formed, and why they fundamentally shape the modern world we live in. Here is our roadmap for today. Section 1. What exactly are salts? Section 2. The power of common salts. Section 3. Baking versus washing soda. Section 4. Bleaching powder and plaster. And finally, Section 5. Why salts matter today. Let's jump right in. Section 1. What exactly are salts? Moving beyond the dinner table. A lot of people mistakenly think all salts are identical to that white stuff we sprinkle on our fries. But in chemistry, it's a whole different story. A salt is essentially the offspring of an acid and a base, neutralizing each other. Any chemical substance produced from that specific neutralization reaction earns the title of a salt. So the basic chemical recipe looks like this. An acid reacts with a base to give us a salt plus water. To put that into perspective, imagine hydrochloric acid meeting sodium hydroxide. They completely neutralize each other. The result? Sodium chloride, which is our familiar table salt, along with some water. The salt is quite literally what gets left behind. Because of this process, salts are definitely not a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. Depending on the strength of that parent acid or base, salts can actually be neutral, acidic, or basic. They come in an incredible array of different colors and boast vastly different properties. This massive versatility is exactly why they power so many diverse industries, showing up everywhere from medicines and agriculture to construction materials and, of course, food preparation. Moving right along to Section 2, the power of common salt, the starting point of industry. Let's talk about the big one, common salt. Its chemical formula is NaCl. We use it every single day, and let's be honest, without it, most of our food would taste incredibly bland. But where does it actually come from? Well, in coastal regions, shallow ponds of seawater are left out to evaporate under the hot sun, leaving these vital crystals behind. It's an ancient technique. We also heavily mine it from salt lakes and underground rock salt deposits. But here's the crazy part. Common salt does way more than just flavor our meals. Your ordinary, everyday table salt is actually the fundamental raw material that kicks off the manufacturing of a whole host of major industrial chemicals. We're talking caustic soda, hydrogen gas, chlorine gas, baking soda, washing soda, and even bleaching powder. They literally all begin their life as simple NaCl. So how do scientists unlock these chemicals from saltwater? It's all thanks to something called the chlor-alkali process. By passing a powerful zap of electricity right through a sodium chloride solution, they trigger a massive transformation. This electrical current yields chlorine gas, hydrogen gas, and sodium hydroxide. These are heavy-duty ingredients that get shipped off for soap manufacturing, paper making, water treatment, and medicine production. Section 3. Baking versus washing soda. Clearing up the chemical confusion. Now, these two get mixed up all the time, so let's look at their formulas side by side so we never confuse our cake ingredients with our laundry detergents again. Baking soda is sodium hydrogen carbonate with the formula NaHCO3. Washing soda, on the other hand, is sodium carbonate, which is Na2CO3.10H2O. They might sound similar, but trust me, they perform entirely different jobs. Let's focus on baking soda first. When you heat it up or mix it with acidic ingredients in a batter, a reaction happens that releases carbon dioxide gas. This liberated gas forms tiny little bubbles that get trapped in the dough. That is exactly why baking soda is the ultimate secret to soft, fluffy cakes. And fun fact, inside your body, it also neutralizes excess stomach acid, making it a super effective antacid. Washing soda? Yeah, keep that strictly in the laundry room. If you've ever tried to wash your clothes or hands in hard water, you know it's super annoying because the soap just won't form a proper lather. Washing soda swoops in to save the day by removing the permanent hardness from the water, which allows your soaps and detergents to actually do their job. It's also a total staple in the glass and paper manufacturing industries. Okay, Section 4. Bleaching powder and plaster, the heavy lifters of our homes. First up here is bleaching powder, or CaOCl2. Remember the chlorine gas we generated earlier during the chlor-alkali process? Well, this compound is produced using exactly that. Municipal water plants absolutely rely on this powder to kill harmful microorganisms in our drinking water, making it safe for us to drink. It's also completely essential for sanitizing public spaces and bleaching cotton in the textile industry. Next up is a real heavyweight, Plaster of Paris, a compound with the formula CaSO4.5H2O. By very carefully heating a material called gypsum and removing its water molecules, we get this remarkable powder. If you've ever fractured a bone, doctors probably used plaster of Paris to set your cast because it hardens perfectly to support healing. Builders also rely on it all the time for false ceilings, and artists use it to sculpt models and statues. And hey, have you ever wondered why it's actually called Plaster of Paris? It earned this famous title simply because historically, the material was sourced and used on a massive scale for building and art right around Paris, France. It's a fun little piece of chemical trivia that makes the compound's origins pretty impossible to forget. And finally, Section 5, Why Salts Matter Today, a Modern Necessity. When we step back and look at the big picture, one truth really stands out. Salts are absolutely everywhere. They are a crucial pillar of modern society. We find them in our daily food prep, in hospital emergency rooms, in massive water treatment plants, in the walls of our homes, and all throughout agriculture. Without these fascinating acid-base neutralization reactions constantly happening in the background, modern life as we know it would literally just grind to a halt. So, I'm going to end this explainer with a little challenge for you. Now that you understand the hidden chemistry holding your household together, take a closer look around today. Which salt do you rely on most often in your own daily life? Can you spot the plaster of Paris in your ceilings, or maybe the baking soda in your fridge? Find the chemistry at work and keep questioning your surroundings. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll catch you on the next explainer.